if you can goddamn just like look in the mirror and be like, well shit, I feel like with this person right here, but that was my fault for real. Who would that be? Like you just can be like, man, I really want to be like, fuck that with you.
Moneybag Yo.
That's hard.
Moneybag Yo.
That's hard.
Moneybag Yo.
What you call accountability for in that situation?
Everything. Because
that real, bro.
Because dude was keeping it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? He allowed me to his platform out of generosity though. Like out of us being homeboys, out of us being homeboys prior to me getting out of jail. When he seen that I was on music time and I was really ready to rap and he brought me to his platform.
What's some of the shit you feel like a rapper just can do to avoid goddamn just a situation, any type of situation?
Well,
like these days, like that you gotta do different these days. Like since you came home, you see like, nah, I gotta do this now. I can't be doing that type shit no more.
Man, the best thing I can tell a nigga is, man, stay out the way. Take care of your business and duck off.
Yeah.
Because them feds ain't gonna play with you. And a nigga in the street that don't got nothing ain't gonna play with you.
Fact.
Ain't now one of them gonna play with you. So if you got something going on and you prospering in it and you wealthy, you making a difference for your family, for yourself, your future, man, do the right thing, man. Stay out the way, man, because get what? That's all I do.
Fuck these well-dressed niggas, no super hoes up in it. These niggas ain't playing all. Rap niggas, they boyfriend pimpin', I just mind my business, keep kicking, I'll kill you. This son, bitch.
Sure. What?
Give my next first time having turkey leg hood on the jet. Boy, you smart as hell.
I never knew you would do this much shit with a turkey leg. You gonna go?
First time having turkey leg hood on the jet. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out Lynn, man. He looked out for us and had him pull up. He did.
Like that.
Yeah.
One Instagram Live was all it took to turn personal pain into public chaos. What started as jokes turned into threats, humiliation, and a crash out that had people wondering if this was still rap beef or something far more dangerous. Because when a man's pride gets tested in front of millions, logic usually exits the room first. It all began when Finesse2Tymes went live, talking reckless the way only someone who feels untouchable does. The Memphis rapper wasn't holding back, and it didn't take long before he shifted the focus to Offset's personal life. Everybody already knew Offset was dealing with heavy issues behind the scenes. His marriage was falling apart, rumors were spreading fast, and the internet was watching every move like it was a reality show. Most people would have stayed quiet out of respect. Finesse did the opposite. He started clowning Offset over the situation with his wife, laughing about how another man came in and took what Offset thought was his. He kept circling back to the same point, saying a football player walked in and changed everything. The tone wasn't sympathy, it was mockery, the kind meant to embarrass, not just insult. Finesse wasn't just talking, he was enjoying it, stretching the jokes, replaying the moment like it was a highlight. He even pretended not to remember the football player's name at first, describing him instead. Tall, braids, athletic, handsome. Everyone knew exactly who he meant. Playing dumb made it worse. That wasn't accidental. That was calculated disrespect, the kind meant to get clipped and shared. In street culture, laughing at another man's loss isn't comedy. It's dominance, especially when that loss involves family, pride, and public perception. Offset had been trying to stay low through most of the drama. Divorce issues, custody rumors, and non-stop commentary from blogs already had pressure on him. Finesse poking at that wound publicly pushed things past the point of jokes. Offset finally responded, not with humor, not with slick bars, with threats. He commented back telling Finesse to keep his name out his mouth, then took it further on his own page. The language wasn't vague. It was street-coded and clear to anyone who understands how that world talks. Words like spin and spank aren't metaphors. They carry real meaning, and Offset knew exactly what he was implying. That's when the situation officially crossed into dangerous territory. When artists start throwing around language tied to real violence, it's no longer internet drama. It's ego colliding with emotion. Offset felt disrespected, exposed, and embarrassed. In hip-hop, letting that slide makes you look weak, and weakness isn't tolerated. But Offset's response didn't calm anything down. It did the opposite. When Finesse2Tymes saw the threats, he snapped. He went back on live heated, pacing, talking fast, letting everything spill. He said he'd been focused on money and peace, staying out the way, handling his business. But Offset threatening him flipped a switch. He made it clear he didn't see himself as the problem. He kept saying Offset was mad at the wrong person, telling him, "Don't get mad at me, get mad at the football player. I didn't take your wife. I didn't get her pregnant. That was him." The logic made sense, but the delivery was ruthless. Finesse wasn't trying to calm things down. He was trying to break Offset down, then he went personal. He started questioning Offset's masculinity, calling him emotional, feminine, and backwards for how he was handling things. He brought up lawsuits, child support, and court filings, saying real street dudes don't move like that. In his mind, Offset choosing legal routes instead of confrontation made him soft. The insults kept stacking. Finesse compared their lifestyles, saying Offset catches small cases while he catches serious ones. That kind of talk is meant to establish dominance, to say I'm really built like that and you're not. Whether that's true or not didn't matter. The point was humiliation. Then came the threats. Finesse said when he sees Offset, it's on sight. No hiding backstage, no ducking security. He said all you gotta do is tell your security to move and I'll tell mine the same. I'll sweep the floor with you. He talked about slapping his dreads out, beating him anywhere he caught him. The language was raw, aggressive, and reckless. What shocked people most was when he mentioned places that are supposed to be off limits. He said he'd catch him anywhere, even at Disney World. That line made the internet pause. Family spaces are usually sacred. Bringing violence into that context showed how far gone the moment had become. It wasn't tough talk anymore. It was unhinged energy. Then Finesse added another layer that took things from beef to extortion territory. He said if Offset wanted the situation squashed, he'd have to wire him $1 million. Not a joke. He repeated it multiple times, told him to call his label, said he'd need help paying it. That crossed a line. At that point, people stopped seeing this as entertainment and started seeing real consequences. Demanding money publicly while making threats changes how everything looks. It stops being trash talk and starts sounding like pressure. Finesse kept hammering the same angle. Why are you mad at me when the football player is the one who took your wife? Why not keep that same energy for him? He said Offset had selective outrage, pointing out other rappers who had shot their shot and never got checked. According to Finesse, Offset felt safer coming at him. Then he went even deeper, bringing children into it, questioning fatherhood, saying the baby wasn't Offset's, saying another man did the work. That's the deepest disrespect you can throw at someone. Once kids enter the conversation, there's no such thing as friendly beef anymore. He painted a picture of Offset being publicly replaced, humiliated, and powerless, saying the football player paid his debt, wired money, and told him to get out the way. Whether true or exaggerated, the imagery was brutal. It was designed to strip Offset of dignity in front of the world. Offset blocking Finesse afterward only made things worse. In street logic, talking tough and then blocking someone looks weak. Finesse called that out too, listing pages Offset blocked him from, saying how you gonna threaten me then hide. That fed the narrative that Offset couldn't handle pressure. This whole situation exposed a massive contrast between two worlds. Offset came from mainstream success, luxury, chart-topping hits, and brand deals. Finesse represents raw Memphis energy, prison stories, and no-filter expression. When those two collide, there's no shared language for conflict resolution. Offset tried to protect his image through silence and legal moves. Finesse saw that as weakness. Finesse used aggression and humiliation. Offset saw that as crossing unforgivable lines. At the core of it all was masculinity. Hip-hop culture still ties respect to control, dominance, and pride. Offset losing his wife publicly, then being mocked for it, struck at his identity. Finesse knew exactly where to aim. Social media made everything worse. Every clip got reposted, chopped up, captioned, and fed to audiences who wanted drama, not resolution. Pain turned into content. Embarrassment turned into entertainment. The internet didn't care who got hurt as long as it was viral. What makes this situation dangerous is timing. Offset is already emotionally vulnerable. Divorce, custody issues, and public judgment wear anyone down. Finesse pushing him during that moment was like lighting a match near gasoline. And this isn't just two men. Both have crews, affiliations, and people who feel obligated to ride. Words don't exist in isolation in this world. every statement carries weight beyond the speaker. The situation also reflects a bigger pattern in hip-hop. Personal trauma becoming ammunition, relationships becoming punchlines, men being judged not on healing, but on how aggressively they react. There's no room for grace when millions are watching. Finesse didn't show sympathy, he showed dominance. Offset didn't show restraint, he showed threat. Neither approach leads anywhere good. Now everyone's watching, waiting to see if this stays online or spills into real life. Whether cooler heads intervene or pride pushes things further. These situations rarely end clean. Once respect is challenged publicly, walking it back feels impossible. What's clear is that this wasn't random. This was ego, hurt, and exposure colliding at the worst possible time. One man felt laughed at, the other felt challenged, and the internet poured fuel on both. This story isn't really about who's tougher or who talked crazier. It's about how fast things spiral when pain gets mocked instead of handled, when silence gets mistaken for weakness, when threats replace conversation. And now the question hangs in the air. Does this stop here? Or does someone feel they have to prove something next? That's the part nobody wants to find out.